So, good evening once again. Um, so this evening we took a long break, all right. And I really hope that I was hoping that we're going to have a session where we just discuss and then I'll just tell you some things, all right. But maybe some other time or something. But I really hope that you've learned something new, all right. That you've added to your knowledge. This is not really this, but today we want to start JavaScript. All right. So I will introduce you to JavaScript. I will teach you how to connect it to your HTML and things like that. All right. So the first thing that the normal stuff, we'll create a new folder. All right. So JS class whatever. All right. So I've created. Good of you to join us, Mr. Yeah, he's still trying to join. All right. So basically, we'll create a new folder. All right. Good of you to join us, Mr. Daniel. So you came a little bit late. This is like 17 minutes into the class, 10:55. That's 12 minutes into the class. All right. So uh, basically, so we've created a new folder. All right. So this is a new folder. All right. And then we open our VS Code. All right. So you can just, if you're using Windows, you can just right click and then you will see open with VS Code. All right. Or you can go to your command line. But I actually want to show us something powerful. I just want to have a glimpse of it. Not necessarily, I'm not just have a glimpse of it, sort of. All right. So previously, what I've been using previously has been my let me just minimize this. What I've been using previously has been my Windows. So this is my Ubuntu. So this is like a project I'm working on, and this is big. All right. So this is like that my portfolio website I was talking about that I hope you guys will join into. All right, but nobody. All right, maybe you people do not have the courage. All right. So my CSS for the whole stuff, like, jeez, what's this? Oh man, it's like 795, but it will soon reach 1,000 actually because I still have more things I want to do. And this is like not even the whole of this, is just like the one I wrote by myself. Right? So you, I, well, because this is intro and I won't be going too deep. Tomorrow we'll continue. No, you can't really learn everything in one video. All right, you can't learn everything in one tutorial. All right, and I already shared a link to a YouTube channel that's really helped me in my journey that I think you guys should check out. I don't know if you guys checked it out. You learn by doing. All right, there are sometimes that you, as you are trying to build a page, that's why I gave you a page. As you are trying to build a page, all right, you will
Hmm? Yeah,
you
you
will
can drop it. Okay, let me.
come across some issues. All right, so you come across some issues and you browse for it, and that's how you learn how to do that thing. I can't possibly mention every single thing. All right, so this is media queries. I just want to do a quick recap, sort of. All right, so I was talking about media query. So this is how you do media query. Right, so what all right, so basically, I can't possibly do everything. Like I can't possibly tell you, but I hope I. So this is like the normal style, all right. So for when the page is big, all right. So let's see something. Index.html. So I opened this with live server. So if you even see my HTML, I couldn't possibly, like, I don't know if you checked it recently. So this is what we have already. We have this typing effect, and then we have these guys, and then we have this, and then we have this, and all those kind of things. So, and then we have this that counts. All right. So this counts is like, so you, I can't possibly. Oh, sorry, I'm not even sharing the. No, what exactly is happening? So I guess I'm still sharing this. All right. I guess I'm still on this. Well, I sort of have moved to another thing. All right. So I possibly can't like teach you everything. All right. So, and really, you can't learn everything at a single time. All right. You have to like read up yourself, check some other things, and all those kind of things. All right. So that might website. I was trying to, let me first make sure that I'm not on my mail. Okay, cool. So let's switch new share. Oh, I was even sharing my desktop, not my interesting. So you guys have seen this already. So you have this, all right. So this is cool already. Okay, so I want you to understand that you have to learn things and learn things and learn things yourself. Nobody will really teach you everything. All right. So I'm just gonna open that folder that we created. All right. So it's on desktop and then it's JS class. All right. Which one did I not save? Don't save. Just leave it like that. All right. So we have a blank file. All right. Things I've already done before. I'm not going to really dwell too much on that. So, all right. So we create our HTML. All right. So we create our now. Let me start from here, and then we have the first thing I want you to know that is that we have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All right. And you already know the function of HTML. You already know the function of CSS. All right. So JavaScript is basically used to add interactivity. What is interactivity? This English is too much. So basically you want to add some, like, there are some things that, wait, are you seeing my browser now? Somebody should just respond, like, are you seeing my browser? Oh no, you can't be seeing my browser. Oh, cool, cool. So I'm gonna share Chrome now. All right. I don't think you guys even saw this when I showed you the other time. So this is, oh man, I closed it already. Oh, so I'll just go to the deployed one. Right. So this is the site already. Right. So really, basically, you can't do this, all right, with only HTML and CSS, this typing effect, all right. And then you see that as I'm scrolling, it recognizes that it's still loading. That's why it's still doing like this. But okay, so it recognizes that I'm on this, I'm like, this thing is showing, and then it loads this animation, all right. And then when I get it, normally if you don't have JavaScript, all right, immediately you load the page, everything will load, so you won't even see this, all right. My channel is currently, my phone is a bit difficult to download. Oh, I don't know what to do about that. All right. So you have this. All right. So it's uh JavaScript that is making this thing to understand that, oh, I'm already on this page. Like, this thing is already showing. So, oh, I'm supposed to load this. All right. So that's like the work of JavaScript. And then when you come here, all right. So this is like after adding media queries, so it's making it smaller. All right. So, and then you have this. Normally, if there's no JavaScript, there's no way for, now I've clicked on this and then it's loading this. If there's no JavaScript, there's no way for this guy to, like, know that I'm clicking. All right. So you had something that shows that, oh, when I click this, do this. All right. So that's like the interactivity. All right. So now at this point, I think I should introduce you to the development tools. All right, dev tools, that's what they call it. So if you're on your browser, you just go this. It only works, you can only see it on desktop. So if you're using mobile, you won't be able to see it. All right. So you come to more tools, and then whatever browser you see, some related to developer tools. All right. So this is where, like, any page that you load, you can always, like, check the developer tools. All right. So these more tools and then developer tools. All right. So and then there are some tools that are here. All right. So this console is where your JavaScript loads. Cool. All right. So I'll just close this guy. And so this console is where your JavaScript loads. All right. So this element is where you see your HTML, the HTML that you wrote. All right. So this is where you see it. All right. Everything that you wrote inside your HTML, you see it here. And then if you come down, you can have an idea of see, if you click on an element, you see the styles for it. All right. So if you see a website and you're trying to see, oh, how did they do this? You can always come to DevTools, check the CSS, check the everything. All right. So before 2009 or something, JavaScript only worked in the web browser, but now JavaScript works outside of the web browser with the help of Node.js. All right. But that's not really the purview of this class. All right. But basically, you can write your JavaScript here, but since you don't know any JavaScript, I'll just go back to my, I'll go back to this. Wait a second. I really don't understand. All right. So now I have this. All right. You know, the normal HTML and all those kind of things. So when we're doing CSS, all right. So this is JavaScript intro. So from now on, this is the file we are going to be using for the rest of JavaScript. I hope so. All right. So, you know, when I was talking about CSS, I told you that you could add, you know, you could have a style and then link it. All right. You could have a link, all right, and then link it. All right. Then you could have your style and then you put it. All right. So, but for JavaScript, all right, there are three ways. I think there are three ways of adding JavaScript to your, well, there are two ways. There are like two ways. Like we have internal JavaScript and then we have external JavaScript. All right. For internal JavaScript, you can add your JavaScript inside the head tag. All right. Or inside the body tag. All right. So let me just each one JavaScript class. And then I should point out at this point that there are probably thousands of JavaScript functions. So I'm like, I probably won't be able to scratch the surface, but I'll just introduce it to you so that you can catch on and do all those kind of things. All right. So you can add your JavaScript here, all right, or inside the body. All right. So the best place to add it is inside the body, and I will tell you the reason why. Right. So you can add your, if it's internal JavaScript, use the script tag, all right, and then you can write whatever JavaScript you want to write here. So we have console. So this is one of the first things you will learn, console.log, all right, and then you have a hello world, all right. So I save this, all right, and then I open this with live server, all right. So this is going to open the live server, and then I open this. So we are going to be making use of this stuff a lot. Okay, so I'm going to be making use of it a lot. All right. So can you see? Let me confirm. Can you see my browser? Like, can you currently see the browser? Can you see the browser? Can you see the browser? Yes or no? I'm waiting. No, I want to be sure of something. Are you guys on it again? Hello? Hello? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, you can't see the browser. Okay, cool. So that means that so we have the browser, all right. So I hope you can see it now. So this is console log. So this is console, all right. So and then we are trying to log something to the console, all right. So this is console log, okay. So you've logged something to the console. So you can add your JavaScript in the head tag, all right. You can as well add it in the body tag, all right. And then you have it. This is the same thing, all right. So you can have it in the head tag and then you can have it in the body tag. But the reason, but it's you should add it in the body tag, all right. You should add it down after all your HTML. If you write millions of lines of HTML code, your JavaScript should be the last thing, all right. So you should have your JavaScript as the last thing, all right. This is because when you load a web page, okay, so it starts loading stuffs from the top to the bottom, all right. So if you have your JavaScript and your browser is trying to load the JavaScript, it's going to take a lot of time before it loads. So before you see anything on the web page, it's going to take a lot of time. All right. So the way it is, the way you are supposed to do it is you add it here. So it will first load the CSS, the HTML, and then it will now load the JavaScript. All right. So, and you notice when I refreshed my portfolio website the other time, it sort of like took a long time, right? So, but it's already loaded some HTML and CSS. But those guys that are dependent on JavaScript, it took a long time to load, and you don't want that. Like you don't want the JavaScript to load first before the content of the website loads. All right. So this is like adding it internally. Okay. Well, basically, we are going to be using an external CSS, an external JavaScript. All right. So how do you add an external JavaScript? If you have any question, just type it in the comment box, in the chat box. I will. So you can add it by using this. All right. Using the same script tag. Okay, Ezekiel raised the hand. All right, so you have a question. Ezekiel, you raised the hand. I'll just continue until you talk. So you can have
Yes.
Okay, so what do you have a question or something?
Yes, my live server is not opening my, as in this, my VS Code is not opening my
Live server.
web browser again. I don't know.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Can you share your screen?
I don't. It's not from my phone. It's from my system.
Oh. I think we'll have to resolve that later. You check that it is installed very well. It should work. If you just right click and open it to live server, it should work actually. So I really don't know exactly why it's not working. So I don't know why it's not working. All right. So for the script, all right. So you add it the same way, but instead of adding your JavaScript inside the script tag like this, you add this attribute, all right, the source attribute, okay, and then you link it to whatever file you want to link it. All right. So JavaScript files have an extension of JS, like, all right, JS for JavaScript. All right. So this is it. So this is a JavaScript file, right? HTML is .html, CSS is .css. All right. So this is .js. Okay. So why is my system like that? So you just include the file. All right. So we've already included it, and then you save it like that. That's all. So you've already included. So any JavaScript that I write inside of this guy, it shows it's already like included. So for example, if you do that console.log, all right, then what do we have? We have a hello world, and then you save it, and then okay, and then you share it. All right, so you have the hello world there. All right, so if I refresh, you will see that it's the hello world that we have there. All right, so that's that. So it's the same thing as when you want to put it inside your body. All right, so you just copy this out and then you add it as the last line here. All right, so anything that you write your HTML on top and then you've included your JavaScript file. All right, so that's basically how to include JavaScript. All right, so any question at this point? Can you see my browser? I don't think so. Any question? I should just continue. Any question? I'm going to show that. Any question? Okay, cool. So I don't know why you guys are not responding. Is it that you people are not listening or this thing is lagging? I'm not sure about that. But anyways, so the first the first JavaScript command that uh, so JavaScript is a programming language, all right? So it's a programming language, so just know that for now, all right? So this is the first programming language that you are learning. So basically, I think this is the way we go about it. We have outputting to the console, if the English is correct. We have statements. I don't know what that is. We have I hope we covered this today. Variables, and then I think we just continue from there. All right. So I'm not trying to, in case you're even seeing the browser, I'm trying to use this to. So I'm trying to check how we'll go about it so that I will take it level by level. All right. So awesome. So I think that's that. So if you want to output something, okay, I already showed one. This is console.log. All right. So that's putting it in your console. All right. So anything you type here, all right. So it shows no. So it shows here. All right, cool. So then that's console. All right. There's another one that I would love to do. So when you reload, I don't know if you've probably you have done sometime, and then it brings a lot out like a sort of pop-up, right? So you use something called alert, and then you type. So these are the stuff for outputting something, right? So I'm just thinking about these two. Okay. So what do we have? So go to this. This is all right. So this is what happens. So when I reload that alert, so this is alert. All right. So this is alert. All right. So you have hello world. Okay. So that's alert. All right. Cool. Any question? I think I want to wait whether you guys have a question because I'm not receiving any response. So I don't know if you are really listening to me or I'm just.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Daniel, we can hear you.
Yeah, I asked the question already, sir.
Where is it?
On the chat. Can you see it?
Can you imagine? So messages have actually been entering, but I have not been seeing like
Yeah.
that has not been popping up. That's wicked. That's wicked on behalf of it's wicked for them. It's all good. So I'll just check through. So no sir, no sir. My VS Code is not connecting to a red server, no sir. I have one. So if you are using an external JavaScript, we should still write yes. All right. So if you are using an external JavaScript, you will still write your script. All right. So you still write script, open and close. All right. But you won't put anything inside of it. You just add the source attribute. All right. So I think I answered that in the body tag at the end. Yeah, you don't add it at the end. So I have one. Okay. So I think I've answered the question. So I think I can continue. I'm safe to continue like that. All right. So I like questions. Like I like questions. All right, cool. So can you see my browser? I want to make sure that you guys are not seeing my browser.
No.
Okay. All right. So I want to make sure that you are not seeing. So we've talked about outputting. All right. So output is majorly like you output something to your whatever you want to, but majorly we output it to the console. All right. You won't really see alert, like nobody really uses alert anymore. Might sometimes I've come across, let's say you want to do something and it pops up, say that are you sure you want to give this thing a permission, or are you sure you want to do this? So that's alert. All right. So that's alert. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is statement. All right. So what's a statement? All right. So I already told you that JavaScript is a programming language, all right? And so what's a programming language? A programming language is a language that you use to tell your computer what to do, all right? So that's a programming language. I won't really delve much into, we have low-level programming language, and then we have high-level programming language. So JavaScript is an example of a high-level programming language. I won't talk about that. All right. So JavaScript programs are executed by the browser. So when you write a JavaScript code, as you saw, it loads in the browser. All right. If you have worked with another programming language, you see that it probably loads in your terminal or something. You should already know what terminal is. I expect you to already be working with GitHub. I hope so. I will really be happy if you're already working with GitHub. All right. So that's that. All right. So a statement is basically a sensible programming language code that you write. I think that's the simplest I can come to. All right. So we have what we call syntax. All right. So syntax is, for example, now in English, we have language syntax. Right. You can't say, I am go come happy, let's joy. It does not make sense. Like, who does that? Nobody does that. All right. Except, I don't know. So basically, if you want to make a sensible English statement, it has the way it is. All right. So you have a noun or a pronoun. Right. You have the subject, you have the action word, you have the verb, and then you have the object. All right. That's the simplest form of sentence. All right. A sensible sentence, like we did English in our high schools or in our basic school. All right. So a a statement. All right. A language statement is like a statement that makes sense, that aligns with the syntax of the program, right? So there's a way that JavaScript code is supposed to be written. If you don't write it like that, you have written a wrong statement. So it's like you have short a JavaScript language gone. Cool. All right. So statement, in I said today was going to be more of introduction, so I'm going to be doing more of theory, right? So I hope you listen very well, and then you can always come back, right? So a statement, in English, I said a fundamental English sentence has a subject, which is other pronoun. I'm not really into English, but the basic thing that they taught us: a subject, a verb, and then an object. Cool. All right. So in a JavaScript statement, all right, it can comprise of values, all right, it can comprise of operators, all right, it can comprise of expressions, all right, keywords and comments, all right. So I'll start with keywords, okay. So in for example, now if you see now, I did console.log, all right. So JavaScript already understand what console.log means, right? It already understand what console is, already understand what console.log means, all right. So, and that is a keyword. So keywords are things that have already been programmed into JavaScript, that the language already understand what that thing is doing, right? So when I do console.log, right, JavaScript already knows what console.log is. So I don't need to explain to it what console.log is, all right? So that's keyword. So we have hundreds of keywords, all right? I can't possibly mention every, but we have hundreds of keywords. One of them I already mentioned the alert, already mentioned the console.log, all right? So and then we have comments, all right? So as in, so I'll just show an example of a comment, all right? Cool. So as in HTML and CSS, I already told you what comment was. Like comment, it doesn't run with your code. It just need to explain what a code is, right? So this is an example of a comment. So to do, so let me just start with this. So comments are, so to do a single line comment, all right. So this is, you do // single line comment, all right. So this is what we call a single line comment, all right. So it only applies to this one line. So everything you write after this, it's still that it's not on that comment. So when you run, it's going to give an error, all right. And then we have what we call a multi-line comment, however you want to call it, but multi-line comment, right? So how do you do that? You do / a star for the opening, all right, and then you do a star and then a /, all right. So anything you write, multi-line comment, all right. So like multi-line comment, meaning multiple lines, all right. So anything you write inside of it, you already know, like it's already green, so it's already showing that this is a comment. So you can begin to write it. Anything that you write it does not run, all right. So that's multi-line comment, all right. So That's comments, all right? So those are the two examples, two types of comments that we have, all right? So, sorry. So those are the two types of comments that we have, all right? So I will just give you examples of some other statements that we can have, all right? Some other statement, right? So we have this something called var. I'll still explain what this is. This equals to something, probably 4, all right? We have we have like 5 plus 6 equals to, like, you don't know what that is, but you already know what console.log does, all right? So I will just comment this out. I will comment this out, all right? So I will do console.log. This is your friend. You should already know. So you can do 5 plus 6, right? So this is like a basic calculator, right? So if you, oh my, I have 10 minutes more. Who does that? I think we are going to have to change where we have meetings. I'm telling you. Zoom is 40 minutes. 40 minutes is not sufficient for anything. Believe me when I tell you that. Okay, cool. So uh I'm just gonna go into this. So I hope you can see. So this is 11. All right. So you are not seeing it, but if I change it to 9 and I save it, all right. So what does it do? So this is like an example of a statement, all right. So that's like a valid statement, all right. So this is an example of a statement, all right. So I hope you understand that. So we have different types of statement, all right. So basically in JavaScript, all right. So I have 10 minutes more for this. So, but I will test something out this, and I want to test out another platform that we can use. So just hold on with me. All right. So you see that it's adding a semicolon behind it. All right. So basically in JavaScript, it's standard. If you remove it, it will still work. All right. But semicolon shows the end of a JavaScript statement. All right. So it used to show the end of. So as you have it now, instead of going to the same line, you can add another console.log. All right. And then you write whatever you want to write there. All right, and then you save it. You see that it puts it on the same line. So that's that. All right. So when you check your JavaScript intro, what do you have? You have that consoling to this. All right, cool. So that's like an introduction. So you see some examples of some other statements as we go on. All right. So any question? Any question? So I will just cut this short now, and then I'll test another platform, right? And then because I don't like this 40 minutes that they are giving me, it's not good for anybody. All right. So